Hello. Hello, my lovelies. We're gonna do it. We're gonna try to make a diorama. I don't know how it's gonna work. I don't know if it's gonna work. I don't know how good it's gonna look. But we're gonna do it. I have these two miniatures right here. And the plan is to put them in a scene where there's just like a small path, like a small dirt road in between them to make it look like the purple worm is coming out of the ground. So add a bunch of rocks and stuff around him. And then on the other side of the path with the mouse, build it up, make it like a hill. I drew it backwards. I'm not an artist, but this is kind of what I was thinking. But they're flipped because when I was thinking about it randomly, I for some reason thought the mouse was facing the other direction, but it's facing... Anyway, so that's what I want to do. And then, you know, have them kind of just like this. And then, I don't know how I'm going to do this yet. I don't know if I'm going to have to figure out the art, but I want to put like a background. So a painting like that goes here. That's kind of like a forced perspective, and put like a little town or something in the back. Do I have medium-sized rock in my yard? I have small ones. I have a bunch of slate. I have a bunch of like slate rocks that I had purchased. But I was thinking of using this as the base. It's pretty thin cardboard, but I think it'll work. And then I need to figure out like something else to put this on once it's done. So I might have to go and like get a piece of wood cut to the exact measurements or whatever. But I'm going to start it on this thing, and we're going to see how it goes. I've got my air dry clay here so that I can start building it. And I'm just going to do it because I've been thinking about it a lot, and now I just need to actually do it. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. I do not build dioramas, ever. So I don't know what the heck I'm doing. But we're just going to try. Because that's how you figure things out, right? The one diorama. This clay is like sweating. What the heck? It's literally sweaty. Weird. I have this clay roller here so that I can get a nice flat piece. Is this making it smaller? Yes. So I was thinking of just building the base out of this air dry clay and sculpting some stuff for it with the air dry clay. I don't know how well it's going to work. I've not really used air dry clay to sculpt before. I've only really used like the kind of polymer clay that you cook. So this is going to be fun. If anybody has tips or tricks or suggestions on how to build dioramas, the kinds of materials that I should be using, I will take them. This clay does not want to flatten. I'm already having issues with my clay. It's not as firm as like Sculpey, as like regular polymer clay. I'm used to very firm Sculpey clay. I definitely don't want to use Sculpey because I'd have to bake it, and I kind of don't want to have to bake the diorama. Okay. If I apply white glue to cardboard, it will warp. Oh, that's actually very handy. Thank you. Okay, there we go. Do you have a different material that you think I should use as the base for this instead of using clay? Because I think I'm gonna have to attach it somehow. This clay is so different than what I'm used to. Some spackle to an MDF piece. I see. I do have a very large sheet of pink foam. I wonder if I should use that instead as the base. Let me go and grab it. This is what I'm talking about. It's a very big piece, so I'd have to cut it down. But do you think that would work better? A giant piece of pink foam? Because then maybe it would be easier because I could just dig into it instead of building up higher. All right, I need to cut this. This is just going to be a stream of me having no idea what I'm doing, which I feel like is valid for my life and my hobbying. So hold on. How well clay? Yeah, that's true. I don't know how well clay would stick. I'm gonna keep it as an option, but I am gonna put it away for the moment. And I need to go and wash my hands. Alright, now I need to find a place to put this. My foam cutter. I guess I could just put it on the table here. Alright, hold on. Everything get out of my way. Ugh. My chair is stuck. Ugh. Okay. Carving foam seems better but messier. Oh yeah, for sure. Alright, let me put my clay tool away, because I probably won't need it if I'm not doing flat sheets, which I don't think I will be. Okay. So that means I need to move these babies out of the way. I'll zoom this out. Bring this over. See if it actually still works. Come on. Okay. I'm need this for like 2 seconds, so I don't know why I'm setting it up over here. Okay, let's see. See what happens here. Oh, that's hot. Oh, it's so loose though. That might be too loose. That's okay. Let me figure out how much of this I need. I'll draw it out on here. Ooh, I can smell that. Okay. Ooh, it stinks. This might actually need to go on the floor. I don't think I can do this on this table. There's not enough space. It's alright, you can watch me on the floor. Where is... there it is. Okay. Whee! I scoot back. Hello. Cameras. There we go. All right. We're just going to cut this on the floor here. Okay, hopefully this actually cuts. Oh, it's perfect. I just have to cut real slow. Oh God, how do I pull it back out? All right, one cut done. I need to make this mark on the other side. This is the jankiest stream ever. Enjoy. If you don't have a foam cutter, I would suggest one. They're pretty neat. Okay. Done. We did it. Got a piece of foam. It's not perfect, but it's close enough. Okay. And then I have this other piece to use for extra bits. Hi, Jeep Newbie. I only use mine every few years, but it's indispensable. I am working on a diorama with these two miniatures. These two. So essentially what I'm going to do is this guy is going to be protruding out of the ground. There's going to be a small path, dirt path here. And then this little guy is going to be kind of up on top of a little bit of a hill. And then I want, and I don't know how I'm gonna do this yet, but I want to put like a painting that's like a forced perspective here on the background, so that when you're looking at it, it looks like you're seeing like the town in the background a little bit. Because, you know, he is a little bit of a warrior, Mousling. So that's what we're doing. No idea how good it's going to look or if it's going to look like garbage, but that's okay. That's what we're here for. We're here to learn, and if we learn in a painful way, that's okay, because that's still learning. Should probably keep this X-Acto out, because I'm probably going to be using it. Hey, Russian Blue! So, this thing is definitely not square. It's a little bit off. Let's see. You can see from the top-down perspective, this side is a lot thicker. I don't know how that happened. I think the cutter isn't perfect, but that's okay. I'm trying to diorama. Nice. Yeah, the only other diorama that I submitted was, I'll go grab it. This is the only other diorama that I've submitted to ReaperCon, was this right here. Which I made the little eggs out of polymer clay and stuff. And this actual base I made at the very first ReaperCon I ever went to. So, yeah. Yeah, these are actual, like, little rocks. So, yeah. Anyway. I got a bronze, which is totally fine. Bronze is great. It's not a certificate, which is all that matters. Alright, so I think I actually want to cut out from like here this way. And I don't know if I want to do it straight or if I want to. I'm gonna have to use the heat tool again. Alright. We're using the dog cam so that people can see what I'm doing. So here we are. This is a foam cutter. Oh, that's why it wasn't straight. The foam cutter wasn't straight. Here, let me fix that. We will fix that right now. Oh dear, hold on. I need to tighten the wire, and I forget how to do that. Okay, that's good. What's that? Hold on. I can't see. Hold on. We're using our foam cutter here, so I can't see what's happening. Okay. You can see, now it's more square. What just happened? Pusheen and pushing all the buttons? Is that what that says? Thank you for the follow. I'm like, I can't see. Alright. So now we're gonna take this side and we're gonna eyeball it. I need to take this thing off. That's probably good. This stuff. Probably you should use a respirator. I forgot that that's a thing. So, don't be like me. Use a respirator. Alright. So this is what we're looking like. I need to trim out some on this side still, because he's going to go up here, and it's supposed to look kind of like a hill. Yeah, you only use yours in the garage. Yeah, I forgot that foam burning is probably not a good, healthy thing. So this is where the road's going to be right here. Boop. I'm going to carve this out, make it look a little hillier, and then drop my mini. Probably shouldn't do that too many times since it's completely painted already. But yeah. This is what we're looking like. Like that. He'll be turned a little bit more like this. But I'll have to sculpt little rocks and stuff, extras. How's everybody's week going? I was absolutely exhausted. Good idea, Cranston. Good idea. So smart. Alright, so this guy's about right here. I was very tired last week, so I didn't stream on Friday. And then over the weekend, I was like, meh, not your first rodeo. Yeah, you're giving me all of the tips because I wouldn't even have thought to do that. Oh my god. Hi, Clavicus. I survived Gen Con. That's great. I'm so envious of all of the folks that are able to go to all these conventions. ReaperCon is like my only convention. Alright, so it's gonna be probably like right there. Okay, perfect. You got COVID at Gen Con? Oh no! Yeah, I feel like it's bound to happen to some folks. It's unfortunate, but Yeah, I just had COVID. I just had it a couple months ago, like 2 months ago. It's James's fault because he was still commuting to and from work. So he gave it to me. He got it like on the bus or something, and then he brought it home. I look forward to ReaperCon every year. I'd love to attend Gen Con once. EggCon? I don't know what EggCon is. I don't have a ton of experience with like tabletop games. I never played like very many. I played some, but not a ton. So I would love to go to Gen Con just to like hang out with people, but I probably wouldn't play too many games while I was there. I feel like I should actually carve out where this guy's gonna go so that I can place it into the place the base in here. I went and hung out with some friends in my spare time and went to the nerdy burlesque. Play some video games. Alright, Clavicus, no problem. Thank you for the lurk. Where's my Exacto? Exactos don't really work on foam very well, do they? More depth to the blade. Alright, I'll go grab my box cutter. BRB! Alright, box cutter acquired. I just replaced the blade in this too, so... Oh. Oh. That's so much smoother. Holy cow. Maybe my Exacto knife blade was just messed up. Thank you. You like my AFK or my BRB? I've had that art for so long, and I never actually put it on my stream. You're a sucker for cool art? Yeah, I have some new emotes that I'm waiting for. I also like cool art, especially when it's of Monster, because she is my favorite. I can't cut too much deeper into this, otherwise I'll go through the bottom. I was talking to one of my old buddies this past weekend, and we were talking about tattoos. And I was like, I'll get a tattoo eventually, probably. And it will likely be of Monster. But I don't have any... I don't have any art of her that I like enough to, like, put it on my body, you know? So I need to get something commissioned, probably, for that specifically. This foam is sticky. Just use the BRB screen art. I like that art, but I wouldn't want it tattooed on me. I was thinking about this a while ago, actually, and one of the things I was thinking was to maybe do her with her arms out like I don't even know how to, like this, like her hands, you know, like, but further out, and then have like scales behind her, like justice scales, and then get my phrase that I've loved for many years, like since I was in high school, integrated in there, and that is every step is but a small one. And the TLDR of the meaning is like, you can do or be anything that you want. It just requires many small steps. And it's kind of like, what are you gonna do? Which direction in your life are you gonna go? I don't know what I'm doing. Well, that's fair. I'm trying to be a little bit more positive, though. Oh, did I not open my Streamlabs? I did not open my chatbot. Parabugs, thank you for the raid. We are getting a diorama ready for ReaperCon. I just need to get that art created, you know? I just need to get the art made. And then I would need to find a tattoo artist that I would actually trust to do it. So, have a good stream. Thank you. Thank you. If you want to share any of what you were doing in yours, please feel free to send a link, as long as it is safe for work. Gemstone Nemo, thank you for the follow. Parabugs, thank you for the follow. Oh yes, this color is my favorite color ever. My hair used to be that color, but I haven't redone it in a long time. You can't even see that my hair is slightly not naturally colored at the bottoms anymore because it's gotten so long. But it's my favorite color. Raid. for the raiders that just came in, the diorama that I want to do is with these two miniatures. This one here. And then this one here. And then I want to have a path through the middle. And I do actually want to build the hill a little bit higher than that is right now. So I'm gonna have to probably glue on an extra piece to do that. So we will do that right now. We'll glue this on. Gemstone Nano, hello. Well, let me get some glue. I am making a mess in here right now. It's okay. That's what dioramas are for, right? It's making messes. I feel like I should put this into a container or something, though. Might want to save some of these pieces. That's actually probably deep enough. Now that I'm seeing it in there, I don't need to dig it out anymore. The static on this foam, though, is crazy. Painter's tape? Okay, good to know. I'm glad that you're here, Cranston. You're gonna help me out throughout this whole process. Sounds like. I don't know what's going on with this. I don't want to accidentally stab myself. The glue, the tip of this glue is completely covered in glue. And it is thick. I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to stab myself. There we go. Okay. Oh goodness. It is. It's completely dry. All throughout this whole thing. Alright, well, we're gonna be dangerous here. I don't think I need a ton. What's the point of even having a lid? What am I holding? What am I holding? Stick toothpicks in it? Oh, I don't even think I have toothpicks in here. Oh, to help the two pieces stick? Okay, hold on. Okay, one moment. Go get toothpicks. Okay. Got toothpicks. Let's get something that I don't care about if it gets trashed. Pretty much all of these brushes are already destroyed, so. Just throw that brush away right now. Let's see. Actually, might still be too long. Do I have cutters? I do. Yeah, it was already, that brush was already destroyed. Okay. That's good. That's fun. Watch this. Oh, it didn't do it that time. I'm so glad I have all these crafting tools. Hey, Bill! I need to, like, sketch out about where the mouse is gonna sit. It's about right there. It's not exactly right there, but it's about right there. Wow, that was surprisingly accurate. That was surprisingly accurate in terms of lining it up around. I don't know how long I'm gonna have to. I don't think I have a clamp. That's probably the only thing in here that I don't have. I don't have a clamp to keep these two pieces together. What could I put to clamp this? I don't think I have any clampies. A bag of metal minis. I mean, I could put more glue. I'll put a little bit more glue. Chip clip. Where'd that brush go? I totally could turn this brush into some foliage, huh? Instead of just throwing it away, actually use it for something. Bottle of booze. Something heavy would work, but I don't think I have anything heavy enough. I need something like dense, like super dense. James is streaming this, so I can't use him. I kind of feel like I'm at the point where I want to glue this in here too, and then start building up on top of it. Bottle of booze. I've got my water bottle right here. It's not booze though. It's pretty heavy. It's like if I touch this, it's gonna fall over. All right, let me refill my. Let me refill this. Breathe softly. I don't think this is going to be heavy enough. I do have my containers of sand that I could use, I guess. It's pretty dense. Sand is pretty heavy. They use it in sandbags for that reason. Okay. That works. That works. I think that's good. It just needs, that just needs to dry. Okay, so I do need to dig this out in the center slightly more. Hey, Sweal. So this guy needs to sit in here, and then I need to build up some rocks around here, and then dirt to make it look like it's coming out of the earth. So I should probably just glue this guy in too already. This thing is very light. This mini is, it's 3D printed. It's hollow on the inside. I got it from ReaperCon a couple of years ago. So we're just gonna, actually, where's that brush again? This is the glue brush. Are you painting anything for ReaperCon, Swell? I know it's harder with the wee one to get things done. But were you planning on submitting this year? You won't be able to go until Saturday? Okay. I mean, you can still submit on Saturday, right? I think people that are attending, or people that aren't attending, can still attend. Or, oh my god, my brain can still submit. Let me close this before I cut myself. That would be terrible. I'm painting some Space Marines right now. Since I got the new job offer, I won't be able to take off Thursday and Friday. Oh, you got a new job offer? That's great. I mean, I would assume that's great. Haven't painted anything. Yeah, I haven't either. This I painted a while ago, and I'm just turning it into a diorama now because I want to submit a diorama. It's not dry. Not dry yet. Less job responsibilities. New job pays me 25K more per year. That is freaking amazing. And less responsibilities? Yes, sign me up. That sounds awesome. I'm gonna break this foam apart, start making things that look like rocks. I was stressing out because I had my final interview last Friday. They said they would let me know Friday if I got the job. They didn't call me until Monday morning. The whole weekend was a mess. Oh, man. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you got it. That is awesome. I'm super excited for you. Hopefully that helps. I know Maria has been having, you know, a hard time, or she was a while ago. So hopefully, oh, dang it. Hopefully that helps the family. I dropped a rock. It's gonna make a world of difference. Yeah, especially now. Ow. I can pay my bills comfortably and have enough left over for hobby and savings. That is the most important. All right, I need to position these to make it look like they are rocks and like he's coming out of the ground. I need to look at a picture of something like that. I'm gonna have to do some good wordplay here because I'm getting monster trucks. Do you have a mini tree? Do I have my mini trees anymore? I used to. Glitter. Play. I'll take a look. I don't know if I kept all that stuff. I had a bunch of like mini trees and stuff like that. might be in here. Oh, I do. I do. Oh, that tree is huge. I do have a smallish one. See, I did a really dumb thing a couple months ago. And that dumb thing that I did was cleaning out a bunch of the stuff that I was like, I'm never gonna use this stuff ever again. So I threw a bunch of stuff away. But I have two little trees. So I could definitely use those. Just need something for roots. Yeah, I was like, I'm never going to play D&D in person again, so what's the point of keeping all this stuff? And then I threw it away. I have more, actually. I think these are like bushes. I have more. Those are trees. I have some more. Yeah, I definitely kept some of it, thankfully. So I'll just leave this right there on the floor. I threw away a bunch of the stuff that I'd crafted early on, when I first started, like crafting again. Crafting this kind of stuff. I'm just trying to cut some surfaces to make this not quite so flat, so it looks like a rock, like an actual rock. I was trying to find some of the photos of like a creature or a monster coming out of the ground to get kind of like an idea of what it would look like, and I cannot find anything. You just booked a flight to ReaperCon? Aww. To DC for Nova for less than it would cost me gas to get there. Ugh. Okay, there's some pictures. All of the stuff is like, it's like standing. Okay. Good suggestion, Swallow. A lot of them are like this. Maybe ReaperCon next year. Yeah, that makes sense. You're an Adepticon fellow, right? You're an Adepticon attender. I think these just need to be closer, like that. I'm gonna have to be careful because I've already painted this. So if I get paint on the actual mini again, that's gonna be bad. Maybe I won't do the rocks quite so high. Maybe I'll just do them like I don't know. I'm not gonna know what it looks like until I actually like start getting it together. I don't know. Get it together. Been to Acon for at least since 2010, probably longer. Missed a few here and there. Jeez. Yeah, I only went the 1 year. I have trouble taking time off work for the amount of cons that I would like to go to. It's hard to actually, take a ton of time off of work. It's also like Adepticon is around the same time as like my family get together too every year. So I have to keep that in mind. Is like, yeah, my family gets together around that same time every year. Which means that, if I'm going to Adepticon, I'm taking a week off in March, a week off in March or April or May, depending on when Easter is. So it just makes it a little bit harder. This is going to be... I'm going to have to cover this entire base, I think. I think I'm not going to have a choice, because it's going to look weird if I don't. I'm looking at other pictures here. Yeah, I think it's going to look weird if I don't. This was my 16th Gen Con? Oh my gosh. That's a lot of Gen Cons. Ow. I don't know about you all, but I cannot wear earbuds that go into my actual ear for very long. It legitimately hurts me. It hurts me. Until the other day, I'd been thinking I was going to drive, and then yesterday it occurred to me I really don't want to drive. Yeah, I feel that. I would not want to drive either. I hate driving though. So, for me, it's a no-brainer that if I can fly somewhere, I'm going to fly instead of driving. Oh Lord, Holly has a knife. Yes. Ah. Good night, Jeep. I'll be okay. I'll be okay. I will make sure not to hurt myself. Oh dear. Scared me. Scared me. The alarm to feed my dogs just scared the heck out of me. I already did it an hour ago. I feel like I should be gluing these on as I go, but my glue sucks. Let's see if I can find a super glue that isn't awful. Okay, this one's good. We're just gonna do it. The more I think about it, the less I'm gonna just do it. And I just need to do it. I slashed the ever-living F out of my finger last week. Oh no! Don't do that. Don't slash your fingers. This super glue is making my eye water. You just made a gag in front of my seniors at work. Sorry, sorry. I'm pretty careful when it comes to this stuff. Because I'm paranoid. I am very paranoid, actually. So I try to be as careful and slow as I can. Because I don't want to cut myself. I am a baby when it comes to pain. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to deal with that. These rocks are too square. Too square. Some of them might be square, but some of them would not. X-Acto with a larger blade. If it was a normal size one, I would have been fine. Oh, yeah, I'm using a box cutter. I'm not even using like an X-Acto. I'm using a box cutter. This was the suggestion of the thing to use. And it worked. Yeah, I'm gonna have to like do cuts all the way around this to like dang it, these ones are not actually glued down yet. Whee! That one wasn't glued down. Oh, this one wasn't either. Hello! Hello, raccoon. Where's my tweezies? I need my tweezies. I guess instead of trying to like blow it out, when it's not even stuck there yet. I should probably just use the tweezer. We're learning together, friends. Yes, ReaperCon is in a month. That's why I'm making this diorama. Because we are running out of time. I don't know how well we're going to do, but we're going to try. It's more like 3 weeks. That's true. That is very true. Oh, goodness. This thing is not even dry in here yet. It keeps moving around. Wonder if I use super glue, if it will stick a little bit faster. Stay. Stay, mister. Although, does super glue melt foam? It might. Should I get my day pass then? Yeah, you should. You should. Definitely do that. You want to make sure that you get your stuff. Cora just came in here to say hello. She's like, oh, hi. Oh, hi, friends. Hi. Hi. You coming to say hello? She's like, you pet me, now you must pet me forever. She's a baby. Look at her baby. She's a baby. You gonna lay down? Yeah. She's a big baby. Give you scratches on your belly. Give you scratches on your belly. She's a good girl. She doesn't like it when I touch the camera. She's like, why are you touching the camera and not me? She's a good puppy. Russian Blue, are you still here? I don't know if you've been at ReaperCon past years, have you? I don't know if you have. I don't think I've met you. Are you coming this year? I thought I heard something about you participating in this year's ReaperCon. Yes! That'll be exciting. I look forward to meeting you in person. Oh, you're scared of flying. Oh, okay. I thought I saw something about you coming to ReaperCon this year. I definitely understand the fear of flying. It's a very jarring experience if you haven't done it a bunch of times. I know. The first time I flew, I think I was like 15. And we went to La Paz. My dad's friend used to go fishing down there all the time. My dad and his friend would go fishing down there all the time. So one of the times he asked if my sister and I wanted to go. And it was so super fun. Mexico is a very beautiful place. Very fun place. Flight anxiety back on activity duty. I don't mind flying so much, but I've also flown a lot. And it's funny because anytime people ask me how my flight is, like when I come from Seattle to Los Angeles or Seattle to Texas, they're like, "Oh, how was your flight?" And I was like, "It was 2 hours." I guess technically to Texas is more like 4, but it's I got so used to doing 8 to 12 hour flights that a 2 to 4 hour flight's like nothing. It's like, I watch a movie or two and I'm at my destination. The girl's way over there. They also want to show you Buc-ee's. Oh, your English doesn't have to be the best. You're totally fine. That isn't an issue. Was that when you were training people in Asia? Yes. I've trained people in Mexico, the Philippines, Japan, Russia, Romania, Bulgaria, Europe, generally, Ireland, Australia. Yeah, the Australia flight was probably the longest one. That was like 36 hours total travel time, which was insane. It was also in December, so it was around Christmas time, and the seasons are flipped in Australia, so it was like 95 degrees. And there's like Santas everywhere and like decorations, and I'm just like, it is hot. How is this Christmas? It's just like your mental state tied to the weather. It's like so weird. Used to travel a lot back in the day. Used to really like the chance to see a lot of the US. Yeah, I didn't travel in the US too much, but when I first started training, I flew back and forth from Los Angeles to Austin every like 6 weeks for probably like 6 to 8 months. I don't even remember how long I did that. All right, this is pretty well stuck now. I don't need this anymore. Good suggestion about the bottle of water. Thank you for that. But yeah, when I first started working, I was doing, not first started working, but when I first started working at Riot, I was doing training for support agents. So I would build the training materials, and then I would go and I would deliver the training to the agents. And then I would stay for the remainder of the week to be like just a source of positivity. Because that outsource center was bad. Bad. We ended up canceling the contract with them pretty quickly, within the first year, because they treated their people real bad. But I loved traveling for work. I literally wouldn't have seen a half of the stuff that I've seen in my life if I hadn't worked there. Like, very blessed to have had the role that I had. That's a shame that I'm treating... Yeah, it wasn't great. I remember one of the times... Because this was in Texas, right? This is in Austin, Texas. It's the middle of summer, and the air conditioning in the building went out. And so it was like 90 degrees inside, and the company did nothing to resolve it. Like, I mean, obviously they didn't do nothing, but they took way too long to get it resolved. People were like having freaking heat stroke inside the building. I was like, they should have gotten some like freaking plug in ACs, or I don't know. I don't know. Have a backup plan for that. But it was bad. They also, one of the first times that I went over there, and okay, keep in mind, this was probably when I was like 26 years old. I didn't look 26 years old. I probably looked 15. I did not look my age back then, and not even close to my age back then. I looked very young. Um, and this was one of the first times that I went to visit, and I wasn't dressed up like professionally. Like I was probably wearing like a normal skirt and um like a polo shirt, something. You know, nothing like crazy dressed up. Like you would think a lot of folks in professional roles would be wearing like nice business clothing. No, I wasn't. I was dressed like them, essentially. Um, and I go in to the floor, and this was when we didn't have our own area. It was like a call center. So there's a ton of people just at desks, just in this giant building, just an open building, right? And I go to the little area that my group was in, and the project manager, so the people who was the person who was essentially like leading our project, making sure that staffing was good, that scheduling was all that stuff. um, she's standing pretty near the area where all of the agents that I was handling was at, and she was talking to somebody in an office. She was standing outside the office, she was talking to somebody inside the office, and she was very clearly talking crap about the agents that were working there. Like openly. Like I was across the room and I could hear her. That was a fun conversation to have to walk into the like head honcho's office and have to tell him immediately, she's off the project, you need to give me a different project manager, and somebody that doesn't talk crap about their people right in front of them. Like somebody that doesn't think negatively about the people that she's managing. Preferably. Yeah. But she obviously didn't realize who I was because she had not met me yet, in person. And this was around the time when like video calls weren't even a thing. Like this was a long time ago. This was like 14 years ago. So yeah, this was a long time ago. And so she didn't realize who I was. Likely just thought I was another agent because of the way I was dressed and how young I looked. And I got her removed from our project because why would you do that? Why would you do that? You know, like who do you think think's going to want to work for you when you talk crap about them like that openly in front of people? So bad. It felt good to get her removed from a project, though. I'll say that. I was just like, oh, is this the person that is working for our project? Not anymore. She's not. Not anymore. I care about people too much to allow this behavior to continue. My current boss is a horrible person. Oh no. Is this the boss of the role that you're currently at, or is she still going to be your boss? Hey, it's Holly. Holy cow! Yes, we've got a box cutter. We're an active box cutting. How you doing, Rathmore? Shiny Mew, thank you for the bits. So sweet. This is gonna have to be good enough. She has a box cutter and she's willing to use it. I currently have a team of 10, 7 in South Africa and 3 in Mexico. She talks so much crap about South African agents. One of them has had 2 family members get shot. Oh my god. Tell her she needs to be back to work and productive. Holy cow. That's not somebody that you want in management. Spooling down for the evening, watching super glue dry is helping. It's my current role. My job got more toxic after my former boss left. That's what prompted me to leave to look for a new job. I see. When do you start the new job? We're different and the same. The 19th. Yes. Congratulations. Is it with the same company or is it with a different one? I know you've been working at the company that you're at now for like a really long time. Been at the current company for 4 years. New company is different. Good. Screw those guys. Okay, I think I need to do that. I don't want to get freaking super glue all over my fingers. I don't want to do it. Yeah, so I know some folks didn't see it, but this is what we're going for here. There's going to be a road in the middle between them, a little road. I need to cut this out a little bit more. But I just wanted the little Mousling on a hill to kind of, you know, be closer to the same stature of the worm. My fingers to each other, help! Yes, exactly. That's that's exactly why I don't want to be touching all the super glue. Okay, that's good. Gonna be like a little hill. sticky. The thing that I'm going to have the most difficulty with is the background painting. Brown and sticky. A stick? A stick? Did I get it? So what I want to do here is I want to... Dang. I want to make it so that there's like a forced perspective background. So like essentially you can see the brown around here. To put like a painting on the background that is like a road, obviously, that continues to like a little village. I've never painted anything, you know, like a painting, not like a miniature. So we're gonna struggle bus our way through that. I don't know how I'm gonna do that yet, but we're gonna figure it out. Painting flat things is weird. Dry brushing doesn't seem to work right. Yeah. That's my worry. I've never painted anything like that, but I know for a diorama that's important. So we're going to have to figure it out. Right now I'm just getting the rocks and stuff built. It's going to have to be like some weird forced perspective though. So I don't know. We're going to do it. Yeah, I feel like I should be able to figure it out. And who knows, maybe I'll fall in love with painting paintings. You know, maybe I'll fall in love with that, and then I'll just want to do that, too, as another hobby. Chili Chan, 10 out of 10. Just postcard. Just a postcard, yeah. That's what actually, that's what James told me I should do. He was like, what you could do is get a painting, like find one, and then put some sort of clear something over it, and then just kind of like repaint it yourself. And I was like, I never would have even thought of that. Yeah, so you don't have to paint the background. Yeah. Tablet screen, you can change the background at will. That's true. I was just like, you're a freaking genius. Literal genius. I never even would have thought of that. I've cut landscape photos from books in Australia to use as photo backgrounds. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, if nothing else, I'll just use some sort of like photo as the background. I just need to find one, you know? I just need to find a good one that will work for the purposes of what I'm doing. That will give me the perspective that I need. But I know that I would get more points if I did it well myself. Although at the end of the day, I guess it doesn't really matter because I'm not trying to like be a professional diorama-er. I'm just trying to do something I've never really done before. 3, I'd give it a 4. Have AI generate for you. Worked for that Golden Demon winner? Oh, man. I feel like people would hate that. It might be okay to use AI to generate something that I want to copy and then just do it. I would hate it, yeah. I feel like it's a little bit more acceptable if I still am the one painting it, even though it's something like copied. But even so, I feel like there's a lot of issues with AI. No. No. The glue. The glue. That's okay. It's okay. We're fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Oh my god, I just touched the brush that has all the glue. You're really good at textures. It's just practice. Yeah. Oh my god. No, look. My fingers are stuck together. Ow. Rathmore, you jinxed me! I blame Rathmore! I need a piece of foam to get off this extra glue. Okay. AI image generation can be super handy for showing how light reflects off of metal. Oh, that's true. Just tell it to rendo photorealistically. See, I think that'd be a really good use of AI, is to, like, upload a picture of a miniature or something, and then be like, paint this for me, and then it will, like, show you what the textures are supposed to look like or whatever, you know? That would be good. That would be useful / helpful. I'm gonna have to be really careful when I am painting this, because I'm using some of these pieces that are like really close to the miniature. That doesn't look like a rock enough. Get another scrap piece here. It's always better to use real references. Yeah, that's true. More like a steel ball with the sun behind it. Photorealist eight finger hands. Did you guys see the Michaels Halloween art? And it literally has the watermark of the AI generator that they used in it. Like, you would think a craft store that sells stuff to artists wouldn't want to use AI generation. Oh wow, this is so loose. Okay, hold on. I think I need to use the other glue. I don't think that the super glue is like melting, which I knew was going to happen, but I didn't think it was going to happen that quickly. Okay, I'm just going to use this glue. I will find it. Hold on one second. Oh my gosh, I have glue everywhere. I hate it. I hate it! I have glue all over me! Ugh. I'm freaking out. Okay, hold on. This one right here. Oh, it's a TikTok. Hold on. Is it? Okay. It's this. It's hard to see, but the wolf's legs are all weird. And then right there, you can see right there the watermark. That's a watermark right there. Not good, Michaels. Why would you do that? And then that right there is part of the watermark as well. Yeah. There you go. I saw it a bunch of on a bunch of people's feed things. I bet you all the Michaels have since gone in and like removed that specific like painting from their stuff. It's probably the only example where you can actually see the watermark because of the painting itself. But I bet you there's other ones there. You can just paint a starry night. Add stars. Yeah, I was thinking about doing a night scene, but the thing is that the two minis that I've painted are like painted in daylight. They're not painted like they would be in the dark. Um, you don't want to see my artistic sketch. This is my artistic sketch of this. I was like half asleep and I was like, I need a pen and paper. I need to sketch this out because it's in my brain. And I am not an artiste, so this is what it looked like. I didn't get out of bed, and I thought the thing was facing the other way, but he's facing that way, so it's flipped. But I am an artiste now. Am artiste. The face. Yeah. Yeah. I don't have any explanation. It just happened. It just is there. Yeah. All right, a few more of these rocks, and then I think we'll be good. I didn't glue them on very well, though. What is going on with this one? It's just, like, not sticking. How much glue do I need to use, eh? Just more? Just more glue? Oh! Well, I just dripped some glue on there. That's fine. Everything's fine. We're all good. You can now add that to your resume. Award-winning artist, styrofoam. You would use PVA glue. That's just like school glue, right? Or Mod Podge. I have Mod Podge. Elmer's glue. Okay. Alright, I'll stop using this Gorilla Glue then. And my super glue. Necto, hello. Yeah, I'll get my other glue. I have Mod Podge that I can use. Super glued melts it. Yeah, for sure. I I know that I've bought school glue before, and I literally have no idea where it is. But I do have Mod Podge. So I will get my Mod Podge. My Mod Podge, I actually had made Black Magic Craft. Y'all remember Black Magic Craft? Anybody watch his videos? I had mixed a bunch of black paint into Mod Podge, thinking I was going to be making terrain forever. So I got a giant thing of Mod Podge and mixed a bunch of black paint into it. But that's fine for our needs right now. Oh, okay. I got it. It was dried, closed, but it's only gray. It's not even. Ooh. Mod Podge smells kind of good. Don't judge me. I have a gallon of it I bought on discount. I used it last week to fix something on the house. You used Mod Podge to fix your house? That's cool. Hi, I'm getting high on Mod Podge. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Elmer's glue. Oh, is it just Elmer's glue? Is it the same thing? Painted 10 Marines. Now I'm gonna let her dry. Decide to base coat them. Painted my first Space Marines ever about a month ago. Nice! I still need to find something to paint for ReaperCon. I don't know what I'm gonna paint. I mean, obviously I'm submitting this diorama. But where'd you get the mouse mini? Yeah, it's a ReaperCon one from, I think it's the Dungeon Dweller. The Dungeon Dweller. I don't know what it was called. I'm gonna try to find it though, if you're very curious. Dang, okay. This doesn't stick as well as the glue does, like right off the bat. It's okay, we'll just lean it. It'll just have to lean. Can't stick around inside to see how it turns out. Miss you too, Timothy! And no problem. You go do your thing. Okay, that piece is too thin. No, come back. Come back. No. Get out of here. Ow. Corgi diorama. I would need to paint more of my corgis. I haven't painted a corgi in a long time. The two that I painted were, or the three that I painted were like years ago. I painted them so long ago. Oh, goodness. I need to find a different piece. I actually feel like I should Mod Podge all of this so that it stays. We'll do that. Pop Kobe, thank you for the raid. My goodness. It's the second raid we've had today, y'all. Y'all are crazy. Pupper Cobalt, hello. If you have pictures, or I don't know what you were doing, but if you were crafting something and you would like to share progress pictures or whatever, feel free to share. Thank you. Yeah, we are just starting out on this. The two miniatures in here have already been painted, but the diorama itself, I've only crafted a few total ever, so we're figuring things out. Thankfully, I have a lot of seasoned diorama veterans in here with me that are giving me all the tips and tricks of how not to mess this up. So hopefully it turns out really well. Right now I'm just Mod Podging all the pieces that I've already put down to hopefully, get them to stick a little bit better over time. Ugh, I've got glue all over my fingers. I hate it so much. We were painting one of the limited edition Ketchikan. Ketchichan? Catachan? Catachan. I can read. I know how to read words. She's coming along nicely. That's great. Well, thank you so much for that raid. We'll give you a breakdown of the diorama here really quick. Let me just get this Mod Podge on these last couple pieces. See, this one doesn't want to stay. Really doesn't want to stay. So, this is my drawing. I am definitely an artist, so you can judge me. This was the drawing that I did as I was like halfway asleep. I thought that the mouse miniature was facing one way, and it was definitely facing the other way, so it's flipped. But these are the minis. These are the minis. And there's going to be a road right here going that way. And then I don't know how I'm going to do it yet because I've never painted like a flat painting before, but I want to put a painting here of like a continuation of the road and like a little village in the background. Looks like the Cave of Wonders from Aladdin. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Where's the trademark teal in this diorama? Well, see, it's not done yet. I'm sure there will be something teal in here. We'll have to add something teal. I don't know what it'll be, but we'll have to use that color somewhere. Oh, goodness. We need to move that guy. He's not glued down yet. Yes, and if you've never been here before, teal is my favorite color. All the different shades of mint, even my earbuds right now. My hair used to be all teal, but it has since grown out and I just didn't maintain it, so it's got a little bit of mintiness at the ends, but it's almost all gone. We'll have to remedy that eventually. I don't know if I'm gonna re-dye my hair or not yet, though. I'm getting kind of old. Although my work doesn't care, so I thankfully work in a field where a lot of different people have crazy hair colors. I'm here for the teal. My mild obsession with orange appreciates the love of teal. Yeah, even my water bottle. you can kind of see like my background. My whole room is teal. Even my cubes, my storage cubes, the walls, yeah. It's a thing. Yeah. Literally, I got this house, right? And the first thing I did, no joke, was I painted my hobby room teal because I was like, if I'm going to be in this room all the time, it's going to be a color that I'm going to thoroughly enjoy. And it is. So I'm pretty happy about that. Can I just like dunk this in Mod Podge? How that works. That works. I think that's pretty good. That's pretty good right there. I need to close this. I don't want to cut myself on accident. Alright, put all these little bits and pieces of all this foam in here. I have foam everywhere. Foam all over. So I talked to John, for those of you that are going to ReaperCon, and he said that he would, I mean, he didn't say he would love to have my little crochet things, but he said yes, that I can provide some of my little crochet creatures to be Reaper Bucks things. So actually, let me go and grab some of the other ones are downstairs. So I will be back in like 2 seconds. I'm gonna go grab them really quick. So BRB. Okay, I'm back. So you've seen some of these already, but some other ones here. So you've seen the goblin. So I'm going to bring a couple of goblins. I made one gargoyle. I don't know if I'm going to bring this one, but I have one little gargoyle. And then a phoenix. A little baby phoenix bird. And I'm going to make a few different colors of tiny derpy dragons. Tiny baby derpy dragons. And I have a little baby Cthulhu. So I don't know exactly how many I'm going to be bringing, but I've been crocheting these like crazy, so I'll probably bring some, at least a few of them, to give away for the Reaper Bucks table. I want that crochet dragon head. Yeah, that is a pattern that hasn't been released yet. And I want it because I want to make one for myself. So hopefully she picks me to pattern test. She probably is not going to pick me to pattern test it. But I would love to pattern test that and make those. I will probably buy the pattern anyway, even if she doesn't pick me as the pattern tester, because it's really cool. But they would probably end up costing a lot of money to both make and sell because they're pretty big. And the little things, those would cost probably like, if I were to sell them in my store, it'd probably be like $10 to $15. And it's this big. This big. The giant things like that size, it'd probably be closer to like $175 to $200 for one of those, because it would take a significant more amount of time and materials. The yarn itself, which, you know, I have a lot of yarns, but the yarn itself would be probably like $30. I really want to get a D&D dragon head. You know what? I don't remember if the 3D printing table was there last year. Was it there? There's like so much glue that's just like still on here and not dry. I still have the this guy. I haven't done anything with it, obviously. It's still chilling. But this was only actually like $75, I think. I was shocked by how inexpensive this was. But it just needs to be finished. It's obviously unpainted, so that's probably why it's a lot cheaper. Some of those ones were like hundreds, but they were also already like painted, so. You've been prepping for Halloween? Nice. I hate having glue on my fingers, especially because I'm trying to wipe it off and it's like not coming off. I have a lot of big stuff I've been working on. Hi, Runic Raccoon. Doing a lurk. I don't like the way that this feels. Alright. Let's see. Some of this stuff, I think, it's not gonna dry anytime soon. It's probably close to when I should end anyway. So that's probably okay. Salty water will dissolve it. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I've always just picked it off. Because I am a noob. Eating wings! Oh my gosh, I love wings. I love wings. Okay. Let's put a little mouse. Okay. Actually. Meow. 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 Okay, that's where our Mousling is going. Which I'm also going to have to dig out a hole because the base is like cobblestone. Obviously he's going to be standing on like grass. So gotta carve out a little bit. Who dat? What's that? Oh my gosh! I'm getting so many raids! Jack of Clubs painting! Thank you so much for that raid. Is there anybody that can do a shout out? I think I can do it. I don't have a defend. I don't have defend yet. I will have defend. Shout out. There we go. I did it! I did a shout out! Look at me, I did it. Thank you so much for that raid. Humankind, hello. I'm still waiting on my emotes. My emote artist has a newborn at home, so he and his wife are taking, lots of time to spend with their wee babe. I told him to take as much time as he needs to get me my emotes. So we might be waiting a little bit longer, but that's okay. He got me back the sketch is really fast. I'm just waiting for the colors, the colored in art. Ah! Okay. Good night, raccoon. Okay. Okay, that's perfect. Perfect. So there's our little diorama. I love this Mousling so freaking much. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. It's the cutest Mousling ever. Let me find it. Mousling. What should I paint for ReaperCon? Do you enjoy painting monsters more or people? Okay, here it is. Here's the Mousling. Boop. It's that one. It's the ReaperCon 2022 Mousling. Probably monsters, though I do like a good character. I would say look through the small monsters that you have and pick one of those. And then just start it. Even if you don't finish it for ReaperCon, at least you'll have it. And then you can potentially submit it next year for ReaperCon. I'm also a slow painter. That's why I'm like, I don't know if I have enough time before ReaperCon to actually paint another thing. I still have my 2022 entry. I never finished. I think if you only have the like weekend pass, you can submit, I think it's, shoot. Sorry, there's so much dust in here. I think you can submit until Sunday morning. If you're only there for Sunday, you can submit Sunday morning, like before 10 or something, or before 12. And if you're there all weekend, they want you to submit by like Friday. Isn't the awards on Saturday? Oh wait, maybe it's Friday night for people that are there all weekend, and it's Saturday morning for people that are there on Saturday. You're right. It is on Saturday. It's Saturday night. So overnight on Friday, they judge all of the ones that are already submitted, and then all of the entries Saturday morning they judge those on Saturday morning. So I think you're right. I was getting the days all messed up. You know what? I'm gonna get my regular glue instead of using Mod Podge to put this on the base. Because that's good. That's nice and stuck down now. Actually. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, okay. Perfect. This is great. This has been productive. I definitely need to get regular school glue again. I was looking at like examples for what I would do, and I got, stuff like this or like that. Just like I need a road, like a dirt path with just I just need examples. So that's what we're looking at right now. Do you want wagon ruts? I mean, I could. I hadn't really thought about adding wagon ruts, but I could. I think that's a good amount of Mod Podge. I'm gonna have to wait for it to dry. I don't know if I have enough. Maybe I'll put my box of minis and say what I don't know if I have enough to make a decision. You have so many minis, Swallow. You have plenty. I could do wagon ruts. I'd have to use some other tool to like make the ruts. I'd have to just like cut them in probably. Kind of like that. And then just dig them out just slightly. If you want to paint the road dark brown, put texture paste and flatten out the ruts. See, that's the thing is like, I feel like I don't have the greatest imagination. You know what I mean? But once I have like a vision of something, I feel like I can do pretty well at it. I just need that creative burst. I got kind of deep right there. If you paint the road bed dark brown, put down texture paste, and then flatten out the ruts. Yeah, yeah. And it's fine if they're thicker in spots. They're not going to be the exact same everywhere. There might be a few sets of them too, right? Like kind of on top of each other. I look for iconic moments during my tournaments to make into dioramas. That's a good idea. I still want to make the one that I talked about a long time ago, which was my D&D group was at a town that was like up in the wintry mountains, and it was a town of like yak people. I forget what they were called. Yak folk. And the yak folk lulled us into getting massages, and I guess like I don't know if this is a thing in D&D or if this was just something that my DM at the time made up, but he was basically like, you get lulled into a false sense of security by getting massages from these yak folk, and then they charm you and basically turn you into slaves. And I got so mad that I fell for it that as we were leaving, I threw down every spell slot that I had, fireballing the town. So, like, we were flying away on an airship, like a balloon airship, and here I am, leaning over as far as I can, fireballing the ground as we were leaving. And I think that would that would be a really cool diorama, but it's a little excessive, so I don't know how I would do that, just because it's a lot. But if you think about it, you could have like the town be really, really small, like a very miniature town, and then the airship with the people on it and stuff, and then the effect of the fireball like barreling down toward the ground. I think that would be pretty neat. Hey, Agu. Just do the airship, then paint the town. And fireball onto the base. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. But I was like, I would have to build an entire airship to make that. I it's quite a big project for somebody that has made like 3 dioramas ever total. So yeah, WizKids does make small one. It was that exact one too, the one that WizKids makes. Like that was the airship that we were using. have a couple diorama ideas, but they are all small. Yeah. There are a ton of 3D prints. That's true. Should be getting my new walker tomorrow, and it has wheels. Nice. Ordered some paint for my minis too. That's great. Get those paintings painted. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to wait for this Mod Podge to dry, as well as the glue that I put on that. So I think maybe this is a good place to stop. We didn't get terribly far, but I think this is a good start. Makes a pretty decent sized airship called the Sky Bomber. Steamforged. I love Steamforged. That's the thing I haven't been painting in a while. Just finished painting one. Nice. Yeah. I have too many ideas in my brain and not enough like time to do them all. I'm also a really slow painter, which makes it extra difficult because it takes me forever to get anything done. But I think now that we have the base down, I can start thinking about how to do the background painting. Now that I have like a size and everything. Yeah. That was a good call on in using foam instead of the cardboard as well. The cardboard probably would have been too flimsy. But I think we're doing well. So far. It's definitely looking better than the drawing. It's doing better than the drawing, at least. All right, I think we'll stop here. Oh, let's find someone to raid. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. Let's... Is Commander Mittens painting? Looks like she's doing stickers before moving on to minis. Let's raid Commander Mittens. It's been a long time since I've done that. Yeah, sorry, Agu. I've been on for a little over 2 hours. My streams are pretty short, so it's okay if you missed it. I'll be back on Friday night though, with more dioramas, more diorama painting. I need to get this done. I need to actually submit a good-looking diorama this time. So I'm gonna do that. We're gonna do it, everybody. So yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out. I appreciate every single one of you. I'll be back on Friday. If you're not following already, feel free to follow, and you'll get notified of when I'm streaming. Oh, JJ, I'm literally just about to leave JJ, but I miss you. Yeah. Anyway, I hope everyone's staying happy and healthy. And you're doing well. But we're out for tonight. Bless you, my child. Yeah, that's it. We'll see you on Friday. Okay, bye.